Okay.
Ma'am, group of judges.
Group of judges. Fine. Anybody else?
Ma'am, if we
Ma'am,
face
the
any type of discrimination
form
or
of
injustice, then we can
One by
approach
one.
to
When
courts.
you hear someone
Ma'am.
speaking, you be quiet, and then you after next you can tell. Yes, who is speaking? Tell your name also, because I can't see now.
Ma'am, Ishita.
Yes, Ishita.
Ma'am, when we face any type of discrimination or injustice, we can approach to courts and
Very
get a justice.
Yes, definitely. That comes under one function of judiciary. Very good. Yes. Anybody else? I want to take up your
Ma'am, form
opinions
of
first.
government.
Okay. Which
Form of
form of
government.
government? It is a form of government. It comes under government. Judiciary comes under government.
Ma'am, can I?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
No.
can
Yes.
I?
Very good. Speak up. Don't hesitate. Don't worry if even if you're wrong. No worry. No problem. Yes.
Ma'am,
Anybody
can
else?
I?
Then I'll start.
Ma'am, three
The
types of
process
court.
of getting
Ma'am,
Yes. Three types. Who said
Ma'am,
three
this is the
types
process
of?
of
ma'am, it is
getting justice.
justice.
I want to know who said three types of what?
Ma'am, three types of courts in the country.
Okay, three types of court. No, I wanted to hear something else. Okay, let it be. Okay, so
Ma'am,
see, we
separation
have
of power.
already studied three organs of the government. Okay, our government is divided. So, three organs of the government are there, that is legislative, executive, and the judiciary. Okay, so legislative is the branch which makes laws. Okay, under legislative what comes? Under legislative, parliament, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, state legislative assemblies. So all the government which are involved in making the laws for the country, that comes under legislative. So legislative is the branch which makes laws, and executive is the branch which executes the laws. ठीक है, legislative ने laws बना दिए, executive is responsible for executing the laws, and then what is the function which is left? The function which is left is that the laws which are executed by the executive branch, are they implemented properly? Are the rules being followed properly? So that is ensured by the judiciary. So judiciary is very important branch of the government which ensures that the laws are properly implemented or working by the organizations or by the government. Okay, and it is an independent branch which is working independently out of the influence of the government, means nobody can interfere in the work of judiciary. Clear? So three organs of the government are there: legislative, executive, and judiciary. Legislative is making the laws, executive is executing the laws, and judiciary is ensuring whether these laws are followed properly, implemented properly, or there is not any law which is breaching any other law, or there should be not any law which should violate the fundamental rights of the citizens. So that is ensured by this judiciary parts, and judiciary is a very important organ in the working of the government, also in the implementation of the laws also. Clear? So three organs of the government are clear. Legislative is making the laws, parliament, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, that all comes under that. And executive is the branch which is responsible for executing. Like we have IPS, IES, police administrations, prime minister, president, vice president, they all come under the executive branch. Okay, and judiciary is the system of courts which is working in the country, and at different levels of courts are there: district court, then high court, supreme court. So these all courts and their judges, they are all are the part of the judicial system of India. So that comprises of judiciary. Clear? Now next comes, so what are we going to study in this chapter? First of all, I'm going to give an overview of the chapter, that what all are we going to do, read in this chapter. It is very interesting chapter and very easy to understand also. Okay, because most of you have the previous knowledge also of all these things which are happening. And you can take the current example. There is one real life example which is going on in the TV. You must have watched that it is broadcasting live. One case is going on of murder mystery. Can anyone name that? Whose
Ma'am,
murder
can I?
mystery case is going on?
Sushant case.
Yes,
Ma'am,
Sushant
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 Singh
case.
Rajput.
case is going on. So yes, that is still a murder mystery which is not yet resolved. अभी तक resolve ही नहीं हुई है. And when that case was initiated, when FIR was launched, FIR, what is FIR? First information report. So
First
there
information report.
yes, so there was a conflict first between the states, then it went to Supreme Court, then Supreme Court gave the verdict. So we can relate that case beautifully with this chapter also. But though it is a sad news that we have lost a very fine actor, and even I was also a big fan of him, and I am attached with the case also. So what all proceedings are taking place, I am following all that. So I want you also to follow and to study the case, so that we can discuss, because all is related with the chapter, that how the things go when one voice is not accepted by at some point, then you can go to the higher level. Clear? So all those things we will study in this chapter, that how can we approach to the courts, how can we appeal to the courts. So all we are going to study in this chapter. What we are going to study first, what is the role of judiciary? Okay, what are the functions of the judiciary? Then what is an independent judiciary? It is very important thing, independent judiciary. Then what is the structure of courts in India, we'll study. Then what are the different branches of the legal system, and does everyone has access to the courts? Can any normal person go to the court and appeal? And then what is PIL, public interest litigation? And then last one case study is there, that we'll also discuss in this part. So going to be very interesting chapter. All of you listen to it and follow it. Okay, so what is there in the introduction part, that if you read newspaper, you must read, if those who are not reading. So if you look at the newspaper, that will give you a glimpse of the range of work done by the courts in the country. So all the courts at all the levels are performing some or the other functions. They are taking decisions, they are ensuring the laws are being followed by the government at all the levels. But can you think of why we need these courts? So see, whenever a question comes in the text, so you must think. Okay, thinking process is very important when you read any chapter. That means the author wants you to think on this question, that why do we need these courts? Can you tell? Can anyone tell me that why do we need these courts? Can anyone?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
for
because
proper justice.
ma'am, for proper
Yes,
justice,
For
for
getting
justice.
proper justice.
Very good. Yes,
as
for
court
justice.
doesn't do
And
any
justice,
type
Fighting
of
against
injustice or
discrimination.
discrimination among people.
yes, if you feel, if you face
Ma'am,
any
ensuring the
discrimination, yes, very good.
ma'am, ensuring the rights of the people.
Yes, ensuring the rights not only of the people, of your also. Okay, if you feel at any time your rights are violated, if you feel at any time there is discrimination being done, if you feel that you want justice, then you need to have these courts and you can approach to these courts. So as you have read in unit 2, in India we have the rule of law. So you know that India is a democratic country where the government is for the people, by the people, and of the people. So we have rule of law here. So the laws which are written in the constitution, so that rule, they have to be followed properly. So that is ensured by this judiciary branch. So what this means is that laws apply equally to all the persons, and that a certain set of fixed procedures need to be followed when a law is violated. Okay, these laws which are made, which are written in the constitution, so these laws are equal to all the persons. It is not like that कि वो बहुत बड़ा politician है, उसके लिए तो law is different and he can be exempted from the punishment. It is not like that. If you take a big politician, if any film star is there, and you take one poor farmer, the rules are equal to both of them. and a certain set of fixed procedures need to be followed when a law is violated. If any of the law is violated, if any of the right of any citizen is violated, then a certain set of fixed procedures is there which is need to be followed by the courts. Meenakshi ma'am is not there. I'm getting the requests. Okay. Then, so as I told you that India is a country where there is a rule of law. So everything is happening according to the laws which are written in the Constitution of India. You know that we have fundamental rights from Article 12 to 35. Our fundamental rights are mentioned. I hope you know fundamental rights. We have read in the last chapter also. Can anyone recapitulate? Can anyone revise the laws, fundamental rights, the 6 fundamental rights that we have?
Right to
Right
freedom,
to
Right to
right to
right
freedom,
against
right to
exploitations,
equality,
right
right
to
against
religion,
exploitation,
right to
right to
constitution.
cultural, educational, cultural rights.
Yes. So we have right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, and right to constitutional remedies. Okay.
Remedies.
Yes. So these 6 fundamental rights are there which are provided by the constitution to us. So to enforce this rule of law, कि ये जो rule of law है, it is properly enforced, it is properly applied, we have a judicial system that consists of the mechanism of courts. Mechanism of courts means different level of the courts that a citizen can approach when a law is violated. So if any law is violated against the interest of the citizen, so then he or she can approach the court. As an organ of the government, the judiciary plays a crucial role in the functioning of India's democracy. So India is a democratic country where rule of law is there. So to enforce this rule of law, that whether laws are being followed by all the organizations, all the governments properly or not, or if there is no breach, breach means when there is a disobey of law, when someone is not obeying the law, that is called breach of law. Breach, B-R-E-A-C-H. So then also this judiciary is taking care of all the functioning of India's democracy. Then what is the role of judiciary? Very important topic. What is the role of judiciary? Under this we will study the 3 rules. First is dispute resolution, second is judicial review, and third is upholding the law and enforcing fundamental rights. So first function is, first of all, courts take decisions on a very large number of issues. So you know that we have courts at district level, at state level, and the apex court is the Supreme Court. So they take decisions on a very large number of issues. Broadly speaking, the work that the judiciary does can be divided into the following. So first is dispute resolution. Dispute, I hope you know the meaning of dispute means quarrels or fights. So resolution. So if there is a fight, if there is a dispute between whom? The judicial system provides a mechanism for resolving the disputes between citizens. Between citizens means if 2 citizens are fighting between each other on any issue. For example, there in the village there's a fight between 2 citizens, 2 persons on the issue of land. Okay, it happens mostly frequently in the village areas. There are disputes on lands. Okay, that you have taken my land, you have increased your boundary to my side. So these kind of disputes are there in the rural areas. In the urban areas also can be there. Okay, so when there is a dispute between the citizens or between citizens and the government, या तो दो citizens के बीच में or between citizens and the government. Now what kind of disputes can be there between citizens and the government? If the government has forcibly taken the property of any of the person, कोई property seize कर दी है forcibly by the government, it is done, and the citizen is feeling that it is violating the law and my rights are being violated, it is not fair, so then also the citizen can approach the court. Or between 2 state governments, like you can say that Karnataka and Maharashtra they were fighting on the issue of Kaveri water. Okay, so that kind of disputes can be there between 2 state governments. Okay, and between the center and the state governments also issues can be there. एंड बिटवीन सेंटर और स्टेट में कैसे हो सकते हैं, जैसे इफ एनी लॉ इज मेड बाय द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, जैसे जीएसटी लगा दी थी, okay, so GST, so now center wants that there should be instead of imposing multiple taxes at various stages, so we should have one GST, okay, and but state government is against that GST, so they feel that there is loss of revenue because of this GST. That means only one single tax is there, so at various stages this tax is not there, so that is leading to the loss of revenue. Clear? So these kind of disputes can be there between citizens and the government, between two state governments, or between the center and the state governments. And what is the solution of all these disputes? Because see, if they will keep on fighting among themselves, then there will be no conclusion. What will be the conclusion? They will kill each other, एक दूसरे को मारने पे आ जाएंगे, and there will be chaos, then there will be mess. So that's why we have this supreme body which will resolve these disputes, that is called the Supreme Court or the High Courts. If it is a state level dispute, they can reach to the High Court. If it is a central level, then they can go to the Supreme Court if they are unheard by the High Court. Okay, they can go step by step. If first is district level is taking, then if the person is not satisfied with the decision of the district level, then he or she can approach to the High Court. Okay, not satisfied from the High Court, then he or she can reach to the Supreme Court. So that is the final decision which is given by the Supreme Court. And Supreme Court is a very apex, most apex body, you can say, and it is independent. We'll read under independent judiciary. That is the most important feature of the judiciary. Then second function is judicial review. Okay, judicial review means what? Judicial means related to the jurisdiction, related to the law, and review. Review means to review any law which is passed by the parliament, any new law. For example, what happened? You know that as the final interpreter of the constitution. So what is the final? Who is the final interpreter of the constitution? That is the Supreme Court. Okay, Supreme Court is the final interpreter of the constitution because it is the guardian of constitution, you can say. It is the protector of the fundamental rights. We have studied in the previous chapter that Supreme Court is the protector of the fundamental rights. So judiciary also has the power. Judiciary के पास power होती है that to strike down particular laws passed by the parliament if it believes कोई भी रूल को strike down means to break that law, to make to announce that law is invalid. Okay, so judiciary के पास power होती है किसी भी law को invalid या unconstitutional declare करने की, but reason should be there that if it believes, अगर judiciary को लगता है, if it believes that these are a violation of the basic structure of the constitution. For example, if any new law is made by the parliament and judiciary को लगता है कि नहीं ये वाला जो law आया है new, that this is breaching the previous one and this is going against the rights of the citizens, कि ये जो previous law है that is in the basic structure of the constitution, fundamental rights के against जा रहा है this new law and is breaching the fundamental laws, so then the judiciary has the power to declare that new law invalid or unconstitutional. So Supreme Court, you can say Supreme Court, which is the final interpreter of the constitution, it has the power to protect and defend the constitution if the court finds, अगर court को लगता है that any law or any executive order is against the constitution, कि ये constitution के basic structure के against जा रहा है and it can declare it as invalid or unconstitutional law. Okay, so this is the second function of the judiciary, that is the judicial review. So it has the power of putting down any new law which they feel that it is the violation of the basic structure of the constitution. Clear? So first function is dispute resolution, second function is judicial review, and third function is upholding the law and enforcing fundamental rights. So you know that the fundamental rights which are provided by the Constitution, so this is the function of the judiciary, that these laws should be, these rights of the citizen should be enforced and it should be maintained by the law. So nothing should go against the fundamental rights of the citizens. If it happens at any stage, at any point, if the citizen feels that his or her laws are being violated, her rights are being violated, then every citizen of India can approach the Supreme Court or the High Court if they believe that their fundamental rights have been violated. Okay, for this one example is also given in your book, that for example in the class 7th book you read about Hakim Sheikh. Okay, he was an agricultural laborer, he was a laborer who used to work in the fields. So Hakim Sheikh was an agricultural laborer who fell from a running train. वो train में से गिर गया था, चलती train में से वो गिर गया and injured himself, and whose condition got worse because several hospitals refused to admit him. So see, this is the violation of the law. This is the violation of the right. No hospital has the right. No hospital has the right to refuse the patient on at the moment. So it was Hakim Sheikh, he was an agricultural laborer who fell from the running train and he injured himself, and whose condition got worse because several hospitals refused to admit him. उसको admit करने से मना कर दिया, and because in that hustle his condition got worse. And on hearing his case, the Supreme Court ruled that Article 21 is which provides every citizen the fundamental right to life, also includes the right to health. Okay, Article 21 of the Constitution tells about the right, fundamental right to life, that everybody has the right to live, and everybody has the right to health, also has the right to avail the health facilities also at equality. Not the discrimination should be there at any hospital, that no hospital has the right to refuse any patient on the spot, that they will not admit. So it was done for Hakim Sheikh, who got injured from falling train, and then he was refused, that no hospital was ready to admit. Then he filed the case against the hospital. So then it therefore directed the West Bengal. So then what was the verdict given by the court? They said that they directed the West Bengal government to pay him compensation for the loss suffered, as well as to come up with a blueprint for primary health care with particular reference to treatment of patients during an emergency. So see, these kind of things can happen. So you must be aware of your rights, and you can anytime, every citizen of India has the right to approach the courts if they believe that their fundamental rights have been violated. So this is an example which was given to explain that upholding the law means to maintain the law and enforcing the fundamental rights. Clear? So these are the three roles of the judiciary. First is the dispute resolution. Okay, if it is between the citizens, or between the citizens and the state government, or between two state governments, or at the center and the state governments. So different kind of disputes are there that are also heard by the judiciary. Second function is judicial review. Judicial review means the judiciary has the power to put down any particular law which is passed by the parliament if it believes that this law is a violation, is the breach of the basic structure of the constitution. Third is upholding the law and enforcing fundamental rights. So under Article 12 to 35, we have been given 6 fundamental rights. So every citizen of India can approach the Supreme Court or the High Court if they believe that their fundamental rights have been violated at any stage. So these are the roles of the judiciary. So there's one paragraph, one small box which is given on page 55. The above photo shows the Supreme Court of India. So you, all of you know where is the Supreme Court of India now? Where
Delhi.
it is? Yes,
Delhi.
it is
Delhi.
Delhi. So the
Delhi.
and when it was established? When it was established?
26 January
1950.
1950. 26 January 1950.
The Supreme Court was established on 26 January 1950. And what happened on that day, 26 January? What is it? It
Ma'am,
is
India got
what day?
India got its
It is celebrated as
Constitution.
Republic Day. Yes,
laws.
so that day
Constitution was established.
Constitution was written,
Constitution of India.
and it is also celebrated as Republic Day. And just after 2 days, the Supreme Court took its first case also. So like its predecessor, the Federal Court of India. So before Supreme Court of India, it was known as Federal Court of India from 1937 to 1949 under the British rule. So it was earlier located in the Chamber of Princes in the Parliament House, but now it moved to its present building. So now where is it located? It is located on Mathura Road in New Delhi. Okay, it got shifted in 1958 from the Parliament to the new building on Mathura Road in New Delhi. This is general knowledge which you should have. So these are the points which you should keep in mind. So we have done the role of judiciary, and you know now about the little about Supreme Court of India also. So it is the custodian, or you can say the guardian of the Constitution, is Supreme Court of India, and it is a protector of the fundamental rights also. So there is one activity given on page 56. All of you will try to do it. Okay, what is the role of judiciary? As I have told you, I have explained you the functions of the judiciary. So what you will do with the help of your teacher, I have done my part. I have told you some examples of the disputes between different parties. So if you remember, you can fill them up. So fill the blank spaces in the table below. Here types of disputes are given and examples you will write. So you will take down as homework and you will fill it yourself. Examples of dispute between center and the state, कि center government और state government के बीच में कैसे disputes हो सकते हैं. Dispute between two states, what kind of disputes can be there? Examples you have to think and write. Dispute between two citizens, what kind of disputes can take place between two citizens, and which laws that are in the violation of the Constitution. If there is any law which is in the violation of the Constitution, or it came in the past and then next it was reprimanded. So this you will do. Okay, so tomorrow we will discuss this thing. Then next comes, what is an independent judiciary? That is very important. See, here one example is given. So imagine a situation, एक ऐसी situation imagine करो in which a powerful politician has encroached on land belonging to your family. So you have one land, you own a land, and one powerful politician comes and encroached on land. Encroach means he built up any illegal property, or any he took over that land, part of the land. So within this judicial system, the politician has the power to appoint and dismiss a judge from his office. Listen to this. This is an example which is given that will make you understand that why judiciary should be independent. To give fair justice, to give fair decisions to all, whether it is a big politician or it is a poor farmer. So this judiciary is equal to all, means not any big power can influence the judiciary, can influence the working of the judiciary. Because if it happened, agar aisa hota, means agar any powerful politician would you can say they can influence the judiciary, so then the decision would obviously partial, the decision would go in the favor of the politician. But it is not so. So see, imagine a situation in which a powerful politician has encroached on land belonging to your family. Now within this judicial system, the politician has the power to appoint and dismiss a judge from his office. वो जो politician है, the politician who has encroached your land, उसके पास power है. He has the power to appoint and dismiss a judge from his office. Now what happened when you take this case to the court? अब आपके you have felt discriminated, that you have felt that your laws, your rights are violated. So then you will take this case to the court, and the judge would be clearly partial to the politician, because that judge is working under that politician. Politician के पास right है that he can dismiss that judge if that judge would go against the politician. It can happen, no? So to avoid these things, so the control that the politician holds over the judge, वो politician का जो control है judge के ऊपर, it will not allow him, that does not allow for the judge to take an independent decision. So this, if this is the condition,